Hey there, I hope your day is going well. My name is Kimberly Inez Mays, and I have a question for you. Are you tired of AI slop? And I will preface this by saying that I am going to talk a lot about content repurposing, how to do it in a smart and engaging way. Before I do that, I just want to introduce or reintroduce myself. I'm Kimberly Inez Mays, and I demystify technology for small and medium sized service based businesses. So they can stop duct taping their systems together and start scaling with confidence. And I'm going to talk about AI slop today. And it's actually one of my favorite topics to talk about because I was one of the early adopters of AI generated content. I wouldn't say early adopters, but early adopters of AI generated images with the faces and with the voice and stuff. I tested out 11 labs before a lot of my business peers, and I did quite a few things, but they were more experimental. And what I found that while it can save you a lot of time in creating content, you also don't want to take your humanity out of it. And I've studied AI content for a couple of years now. And what I've seen is two reactions. Number one, just the hype from a lot of business owners saying, yay, now we can create and pump out stories, reels, and everything just super automatically, just push it out, pump it out. And then I've seen from the other side of the consumer saying, no, we don't want this. This isn't it. We don't like it. And one of the things I can think of, two of the things I can think about really is the Coca-Cola commercial. I think it came out either last Christmas or the Christmas prior, where they redid it with AI and people just hated it. Like they took stills from it and had a very uncanny valley appeal to it. I know that the video technology has gotten better with Sora and VO3, and there's a couple other ones. And video AI has gotten better by leaps and bounds, but I think the sentiment from the consumer is saying, we don't care how good it is, we don't want it. And I think that that sentiment needs to be respected. And then number two, I remember there was this intro. I think it was for a Marvel TV show. It was called Secret Invasion, where they had the intro be like AI, and it was very obviously AI, very obviously so, but there was a backlash to that. So how do you balance like smart content repurposing with AI coupled with the potential backlash from your audience? And I think it all comes back to, well, what is it that they want and what do they connect to? And I know for a lot of heartfelt businesses, a lot of people really want that connection. So they don't mind seeing your dog barking in the background, or they don't mind if your makeup is smudged, or if, your doorbell rings or something like that. Like people want that human created content. And I think as the public gets to learn and understand how easy it is to create AI generated content, the less it's going to be appreciated. So, what does that mean for your business? And what does that mean for my business? But all of our businesses, right? Because I've also been tempted too. Like sometimes it's not easy to find dedicated time to put up a camera, to talk into a camera, to show up every day. And what do you do? What do you do? So I'm going to just give you a few things, and then I'm also going to give you some more of my unfettered and unfiltered opinions about it. So quantity does not always equal trust, right? So AI can flood the internet with infinite content, but it can't create authority or authenticity. So I see this a lot on Facebook, and I'm starting to see it a lot on LinkedIn, where I can automatically tell if something is generated by AI, not only by the picture, because sometimes the picture, the face is too glossy, or, there's just this uncanniness about it, or it's just too perfect. And then on LinkedIn, the quality of the writing of a lot of posts is a dead giveaway. And some people try, but some people don't try to. They're just like elevate and upscale your harnessing of your game changing something like that, or in today's technical world or in today's digital age. And I've done this too, where I have AI do my captions for a lot of my shorts, but where do you draw the line between something that is human generated and something that is AI? And I think you need a healthy mixture of both. I don't think that you having to actually show up in an authentic, humane way, you know what I mean, is actually going to go away. I think that right now you can use AI to repurpose it. Definitely, you can use AI to clip your videos, which I do all the time. You can use AI to transcribe it. You can use AI to give you pull quotes and things like that. But I do think there is a value of somebody showing up to actually speak. I think that people don't really want to consume like something that I wouldn't say don't want to consume something that is AI generated, but I do think that people don't want to be deceived. And so if something is coming off as deceptive, people have a backlash to it. So real businesses win on authority. So your voice, insights, and real world experiences cannot be faked. My ums and ahs and my inflections cannot really be faked, especially if my cat comes and interrupts me. You don't know how many times people have talked about my cat just coming up in my videos and just interrupting the whole thing. And so I don't edit him out. I don't edit a lot of that stuff out. And I think that, you know, I just think that there's value to that, and I'm just checking a little bit of my notes to just make sure. So yeah, like I said, use AI to amplify and not replace. Right. So for example, if I make one piece of content, it doesn't just live in a Facebook Live or YouTube Live or LinkedIn Live, but I do chop it up, split it up. Sometimes I might make an article out of it, AI facilitated. I will give it my writing style, my tone of voice, coupled with the fact that I want a lot of my messaging in my phrasing verbatim to be part of the content, because that's what makes it stand out. I can immediately tell, even when reading books about AI, if AI was used. And I wouldn't say that I'm against it. Definitely, I've written books outlined by AI, facilitated, and helping me organize my thoughts. But when it comes down to the actual writing, like, come on, like there's so many phrases like, it's not just blank, it's blank, or by blank, 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 you can blank, 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 blank. Those types of things, I think that's just lazy to leave in. So why am I saying all of this? Is because if you're doing it, I don't want to shame you, but I just want to make you aware that it is evident. And maybe you should just try being a little imperfect. Open up your recorder on your phone or speak into the mic and just talk authentically. If you're kind of a solopreneur, heart-centered business, just show up as your authentic self. And I know that sounds corny, and I'm not trying to be motivational, but I do think that is just the easiest way to stand out, because right now it is just so easy to pump out new content based on a lot of these tools. And then encourage your team to do so too. Encourage your team to think about what the audience wants or what they're responding to. And yes, you can use AI to analyze your analytics. Yes. So you can open up Google Analytics, YouTube Analytics, your Facebook Analytics, and see what are people watching the most and what are they watching the least, and do more of what's working. And then maybe enlist other people to create content for you or to create content with you. But then again, you want to make sure that you are putting things out that's quality, that's connecting, that's working, and not things that are just pure hype. And so I know this was going to be a very, very short one, and probably in later videos, I will just show you some examples, nice examples of things that I think are good and some things that I think are not so good. But I just wanted to preface that with, yes, use the tools, get excited, stay curious, but also know that there is no ultimate shortcut at the end, because if everyone's doing it, the best way to stand out is to be a little bit of a contrarian. And speaking of which, AI is just one part of my framework, which I talk about in my AI systems and scorecard quiz. So you have AI, you have your technology, your tools, your systems, the things that your software basically that you invest in, your data, which gets overlooked, sadly, and also your team structure. And then lastly, your automation. What are the things that you are automating or should automate those repeatable tasks? And is your team bought into it? And are you identifying the right people to run your business? So I talk about all of this, but not in a vacuum, right? So I try to touch on each of the 5 points in every piece of content that I'm going to create. But just talking about AI based slop because sometimes it's a little funny. Let me see if I can find any sort of current news about it. So per The Guardian on August 11, 2025, cat soap operas and babies trapped in space, the AI slop taking over YouTube. So YouTube has been inundated with this, but then I also have seen it on LinkedIn and Facebook as well. Making cash of AI slop. This is a real video business taking over the web, was posted on August 18th. And then they are also demonetizing spammy AI content on YouTube. So that's something you might want to reconsider, and I'm not saying that faceless videos aren't good. You can definitely do a faceless video if you want, but just mix it up a little bit, right? Because as more people do the same thing, the less it's going to be valued. So yeah. So you want to zig when everyone else is zagging, basically. All right. So that's all I got to say about that. If you found value in this, please like and share because sharing is caring. And also, if you need support in this area, if you need ideas on how to create content calendars or structures so that your team, your VA, whoever can follow, please do book an automation insight session. It's just a 30-minute session where we talk about what's working, what's not working, what you've tried before, and how I can best support you. All right. So until next time, see you later and take care and be well. Bye.